teaching our children to tell us their needs and to ask for their needs and to trust us to meet those needs is a huge marker of attachment. And matter of fact, it's one of the most empowering things that we can do to give our children voice, to ask, for example, for a compromise. Now, there's a vast difference between a child asking for a compromise and a parent considering that request, and a parent and a child getting into a wrestling match or a wrangling match. If a child asks, for example, may I stay up 15 minutes tonight and watch the rest of my show? Well, if you can say a joyful yes, that's a nice compromise to give that child. If you have to have the child go to bed, though, and they want to stay up longer than you can allow them tonight, and they ask you with respect for the compromise, and you have to say, we can't do that tonight, but ask me again another night. So we try to wrap it with hope for the future. When that child says, oh, I really please want to stay up tonight, or please, 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 and it gets into a wrangling match, we have to put our foot down and say, you need to go to bed tonight, but maybe we can do that compromise another night. So don't mistake a child learning to ask for needs appropriately with getting into a power struggle. Wrangling is about a power struggle. Compromise is about negotiating shared decisions. A child who will be competent with decision-making as a 16-year-old needs to be a 4-year-old who learns to share power appropriately in appropriate amounts. So compromises, when you can give your child voice, when you can say a joyful yes, is a gift that puts trust in the bank for the times you will ultimately have to say no. If you're saying your yes is well, then your child will learn to trust to take your no's. Maybe a challenge in the beginning, but they can accept your no, but ask me again another time, buddy, because I really would like to say yes when I can. One of the greatest gifts that we're going to give our children and giving them voice, and for example, the potential for compromise, is the knowledge that this is how our family resolves issues. When the children are small, parents hold the power, and we can share it in appropriate amounts with our children. As our children get older, they maybe have wheels of their own, they maybe are out places with friends and neighbors, they have some power that's significant. And if I want my child to be competent with this power, I have to learn him how to teach them how to handle this power. I think of a time being with my granddaughters at the mall, and we had spent the whole day looking for a pair of blue jeans, and I was just exhausted, ready to go home. And they wanted to know, could they go put on their blue jeans? I'm thinking, I've been out all day, my feet are tired. It's taken us about 6 hours to buy this one item each, and we actually have just returned to the store we started at 10 o'clock this morning. I really wanted to go home, get some iced tea, and sit down. But I remembered what it meant to me when I was 14 and 16 to get to put on something new. And I was able to summon a joyful yes, to say, sure, you can go do that. Do you want me to come with you, or do you want me to wait here for you in the shoe department and sit and wait? And they said, we'll be right back. So I sat down and put my feet up for just a minute. In sharing that kind of power with those teenage girls, I teach them how our family resolves issues. So knowing that I have power I can share, as my children become older and older, I want them to be dynamic, insightful, practiced with handling power. And in that way, I can assure that they will be safe as they gain more and more independence in their adulthoods.